Hi guys, this is Nick from MTG Unlimited. Today we're going to be doing a standard deck tech over Izzet Artifacts. This deck has been getting a lot of hype with some of the new artifact cards released in M15, and most of the deck is not going to rotate, so it'll be in standard for a while, and I think it may have a pretty big impact on the standard metagame. So with that being said, let's get into our land base here. We have 4 Temple of Epiphanies, just a good scry land for the deck. Not much else to say there. Next we have 4 Steam Vents, again just a good dual land. It'll be the only card in the deck that's rotating, so easily replaceable. Next we have 4 Shivan Reefs, just another good dual land. We do take 1 damage if we tap, but not to worry about that. Next we have 4 Darksteel Citadels. This is an artifact land, so it's really useful in the deck, especially with Insult Artifact. You can target it and make it a 5/5 indestructible on turn 2, which is really nice. Your opponent's going to have a really hard time dealing with that. If not, it just taps for a colorless, so either way, pretty good. And we have 4 Mana Confluence. This is mostly just fixing our mana base, and also maybe we want to play some cards in the sideboard, like Fade into Antiquity or Back to Nature, or stuff like that. So that's the main reason why Mana Confluence is in there. And lastly, we just have 3 islands and a mountain. So that's the mana base. We're only playing 22 lands. We don't really need more than that. Moving on into the non-land cards, we have 4 Insult Artifact. Like I said, this can target a Darksteel Citadel and make it a 5/5 indestructible. It can also target an Ornithopter, make it a 5/5 flyer. Just has a lot of uses in the deck. Combos really well with some of our early drops, just to give our opponent some stuff that's really hard to deal with. Next we have Shrapnel Blast as a 4/of. This card's just really good, 5 damage. We can sack an Ornithopter, or even better, I'm sure you guys have heard of this combo, sacking the Scuttling Doom Engine to deal 11. That's a really good combo, but even if we don't get that combo off, it's still 5 damage for 2 mana at the cost of sacrificing just an artifact, so not too much trouble. Next we have Lightning Strike, just 3 damage to target player. Good removal spell for creatures when you need it, but mostly just going to be dealing damage directly to the player. Next we have 2 Bident of Thassa's. I thought this card would be pretty interesting in this deck, getting us some draw power, and also you could use its second ability to, if you have a lot of, Scuttling Doom Engines or Soul New Phyrexia on the battlefield, you can have them attack with their ground troops and swing in with your flyers, or but mostly for the draw power here. Next we have Magma Jets. It's mostly going to be used for its scry ability, 2 damage. It can be a pretty helpful removal spell, or just 2 damage to the player, either way. Next we have 3 Dissolve, just a pretty nice counter spell. We also get to scry 1 off of it, so not bad. Next we have 4 Chief Engineer. This card's really good. It's a 1/3, and it gives all your artifact spells Convoke, so this is what allows us to play some of our higher drops like Scuttling Doom Engine and Soul New Phyrexia. It really makes the deck more fluid and a little bit faster paced. So dropping a Scuttling Doom Engine on turn 3 or 4 really sets your opponent off balance, and makes it really easy for you to get ahead really early. Next we have 4 Scuttling Doom Engine. Been talking about this card quite a bit already. It combos really well with Shrapnel Blast. You can play it pretty early with Chief Engineer and just get it down on the battlefield. If you don't have a Shrapnel Blast, which most of the time we will, it's still just a really good blocker and attacker. Not much else to say there. Next we have 2 Soul New Phyrexias. This card can also be played pretty early with Chief Engineer out on the battlefield. Not as useful as Sculling Doom Engine, because we don't get that 11 damage combo off of the Shrapnel Blast. But still a good 6/6 Trampler, give all your artifacts indestructible, so that's pretty useful. Next we have 4 Illusory Angels, just a 4/4 flyer. We do need to cast a spell before to cast it, but we can cast Ornithopter or some other cheap cards, so not much of a problem getting that guy out, and just a good flyer to have out. And lastly, 4 Ornithopter. I've talked about a lot of combos with this guy so far. We can sack him to Shrapnel Blast. He can become a 5/5 flyer with Insult Artifact. So just a really good 0 drop. He doesn't cost anything, and he just sits there, and he can block if you need him to. He really does it all. And I'm just going to talk about the sideboard a little bit. I don't really have a defined sideboard, but Phyrexian Revoker is probably the only card you're going to want as a definite 4/of. Other than that, I mean, you could play Torch Fiend, Hubris, Negate, Fade into Antiquity, Back to Nature. Just some cards coming off the top of my head. It's really open, whatever you want the sideboard to be. It's nothing defined right now. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the rest of our channels. We do weekly giveaways every single week, and just check out the rest of our videos and hit the subscribe button. Thanks, guys.